I've hit my first 1,000 subscribers or followers 3 different times on 3 different platforms and 3 different niches. But here's the part that nobody sees. Every single one of those journeys started exactly the same way. Months of silence, no views, no followers, no subscribers, and the constant feeling that maybe I'm just not cut out for this content thing. And honestly, I felt like I want to quit so many times, it's just embarrassing. But when I sat down to make this video, I had to reverse engineer what I did, and I realized something, a pattern. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you why it's brutally hard to grow as a small creator and how we can turn that into your advantage. And 2, I'm going to reveal the exact steps I took to bring me from 0 to 1,000 subscribers or followers for these 3 different brands that I have. So you can just copy the system on any platform. Let's get into it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. What you're seeing right now is the analytics of this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. I started this at the end of 2023, and as you can see, I posted a bunch of videos here, but most of these videos get 100 views. If I posted a short, it may get a little bit higher, like 300, but if I posted a long form video, it's like 39 views, 148 views, 114 views, 80 views, and I think many of you can relate to this. Right? The feeling of you putting all the work, but you get so little views, so little subscribers, and no clients, no business. It's really demoralizing. And I think most people quit between this line right here. But as you can see, at one point, one of my videos popped off, and that literally changed my channel, my business, and my life. But you can see the time difference between the point that my channel took off, which is January 2024, until I started posting in November 2023, approximately 3-4 months. I think there were some videos behind here as well. And I want you to know that this is completely normal. Even bigger creators have gone through this phase, and I call this the ghost town phase, which is basically, even though your videos are really good, because you're new, you're just not getting shown by the algorithm. You need to post more videos, right? There's this one creator I really like to follow. Her name's Dea. She talks about freelancing, and she recently blew up within a year ago. She made a video about that. I didn't quit YouTube because of this book. Now I have 100K subscribers. So this was 10 months ago when she just got 100K subscribers. And ironically, this is one of her highest performing video. If we look at her view stats right here, and I pick subscribers all time, for about a year, her growth was really slow. This is the point that she felt like she wanted to give up because it felt like it was going nowhere, until something blew up for her, and that completely changed her channel. And that brings me to the first misconception of why it's really hard to grow, is because a lot of us think that growth is linear. You post one video, you're going to grow a little bit. You post the second video, you're going to grow a little bit more. And you post the third video, you're going to grow even more than the previous 2. In reality, YouTube doesn't really work that way. You may have no views for weeks or months, even years. All of a sudden, one video would pop and that would change your life. And the same thing happened to me across these 3 niches and brand accounts that I'm going to show you in a bit. I've been through the same painful ghost town phase for all 3 niches. You can't escape this. Now we got that out of the way. This brings me to misconception number 2 of why it's so hard to grow as a new creator. Here's the real problem, because you don't have a lot of views. And when people look at your video and it has very low views, that is actively repelling more people to click on your video because there's no social proof. If you copy a bigger creator, like they have a video that did well, so you try to copy them, so the algorithm will show the big guy's video and maybe your video because it's talking about the same thing, but this guy has way many views and yours has 23 views. New people who don't know who you are, they would prefer to watch the one with a lot of views. So that's why if you copy bigger creators, it doesn't really work for you. When people see that you have low views, in their mind, this is very low quality and I don't want to click on it, even though it could be a very good video. So instead of us competing with the big creators and copying what they're doing, you need to use the 3 attention triggers that would flip this advantage into growth. Now I'm going to reveal how I got my first 1,000 subscribers for my 3 accounts, and you can use any of these triggers to help you grow online as well. All right, let's start with the first one. I call this the supply and demand gap. So one of my YouTube channel is about personal finance, and I started this 5 years ago. So if we go to videos and click on oldest, this channel blew up pretty quickly because of this one thing. At the time, I was just sharing what I know about personal finance because it was a topic that I like. And then there was this one investing app that was trending at the time. And all I did was review the app, which is Wahid Invest and Stash Away. And all I did was I put some money in and I just reviewed it. This took off my channel really quick. And around the same time, there was this other app, which is called Wise, and I reviewed that. So just by releasing these two videos, I got my first 1,000 subscribers. And since the reviews did well, I just did more of that. Here is me, an 8-month update of the same thing. This has slightly less views, 21,000. And then there's another web app that was trending, it's called Carsum, and I reviewed that. And so trigger number 1 is called supply and demand gap. There's a new thing that is trending. Not many people are doing a video about it. So if you're one of the first ones who do that video about that topic, you will get views. You will get subscribers. That's just how it is. Anything that is in high demand, low supply, perfect timing. So now we're going to go to the second trigger, which is called the emotional spark. So this is on a TikTok profile that I have, and this is about parenting from the perspective of a dad. Because I just had my son and my wife said, hey, why don't you make a parenting channel from a perspective of a dad? And I'm like, okay, cool. So if we take a look at the oldest here, now I'm sorry I couldn't show you the analytics because I forgot my login password. I think it's quite of an ordeal to try to get that. There were a few videos that performed pretty well, but I remembered at the time, this particular video right here was the one that took this channel to where it is today, which is about 9,000 followers. So this is in my local language, which is Malay. But basically what this is, when we have a new baby, the baby is going to wake up every 2-3 hours. That means none of us is going to sleep very well. So what me and my wife did is we're gonna have a shift. Today I'm gonna be taking care of the baby, tomorrow you're gonna be something like that, just so we don't tire ourselves out. It was good teamwork. So this video was showing what I have to do for my night shift prep. So I showed how to prep all the milk, and here's all the hot water. So I was sharing what I'm doing here. If you look at the video here, I put the milk powder inside the bottle. Apparently I'm not supposed to be doing that according to all the parents on TikTok, because it blew up and everybody said, yeah, I'm an idiot, I shouldn't be doing that, because I should put the hot water first, because then you know the exact amount of water that you have, and then you put in the milk powder. I did it the other way around. My milk formula would be slightly off, but personally I don't think it really matters. My son's still alive, but apparently the parenting world, they all went nuts. You shouldn't be doing this and blah blah blah. Look at what people says here. So there's a bunch of comments. Yeah, people are just saying, oh, this is not correct. So trigger number 2, emotional spark. You can do this on purpose if you want, but for me, it wasn't on purpose. I was just sharing honestly what I was going through, and apparently it triggered the parenting community. The emotional reaction exploded my channel overnight. Emotion creates conversation. Conversation creates reach, and reach creates subscribers. And if you do it right, it can also turn into money. Okay, so let's move on to trigger number 3, which is called outlier replication. Now, I recommend you to try trigger number 1 and number 2 first before you start trigger number 3. So now we're going to go back to the analytics that I showed you earlier. I was posting all these videos and nothing really happens until I posted this one particular video, which is about video editing. Your audience want this new editing style. I got the idea for this video from the homepage. If you go to YouTube homepage, YouTube is going to suggest you a bunch of videos here. At that time, there was this one video. It was a video about a new style of video editing, and it was getting views. It was like 60k views or something, and then the channel that got that many views had like 80 subscribers. So it's a fresh channel. So then I clicked on the video and I watched it, and I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good video, and I think I could make my own spin on this. Because I've been making videos all these whiles, I had the skill to execute a video really quickly, right? So I reverse engineered their structure. What do they talk about inside? I talked something similar, but I added my own story inside. So it became a new video. It's not ripping him off. I have a new opinion about the thing, but it's based on the winning formula. Does that make sense? Now, if you're completely new, this is hard to do because you don't have the capacity to execute a video quickly. This works for me because I've been making all these videos that flopped for years. I know how to make a video, even though if it flops, but I know how to make a video, right? So when I see a good video idea, I can execute it very well. And the combination of an outlier video from somebody else, and then I caught on to it, and then I was able to make a better video than the original one, and I was able to do it fast. All these together, boom, that blew up my channel right here. You need to have an insight of something that's working for other people, and then speed to execute is how you win the outlier replication. All right, so let's go to the lessons here. Growing online equals getting attention. And I did that in 3 separate ways. that you can emulate for yourself. The first trigger was supply and demand gap. So within your niche, what are the topics that is trending at the moment? You'll be one of the first guys to make a video about that. It could be a trending app, it could be a trending website, trending AI, anything that's emerging within your niche. Make a quick video about it. If you're early, you win. Now, trigger point number 2, emotional spark. Basically, you want to trigger people emotionally. Now, you can do this intentionally or unintentionally, but you have to do it responsible because you don't want to be known for the channel that's constantly going against the grain all the time. So just ask yourself this: what do people within your niche believe to be true that you don't? And what happens if I challenge it? And that's how you get people to have some sort of emotion towards you. Emotion equals attention, and attention equals growth, and growth equals money. All right, trigger point number 3, outlier replication. You need to have some experience under your belt making videos, and this is where all the videos that flop before you is actually benefiting you, because now you go to your YouTube homepage, you look at the videos that have been suggested for you. YouTube's pretty good at this, and occasionally you're going to see a video that's popping, but the channel subscriber is really low. So that indicates it's an outlier. Now, once you identify those, you're going to reverse engineer why it did well, and you add your own spin to make it even better than the original one. And you need to be able to do this quick, like within 24 hours. Speed matters more than perfection for trigger number 3, which is outliers. So there you go. Your first 1,000 subscribers or followers isn't about perfection. It's about hitting one attention trigger. And every creator right here, no matter where you are, you have access to at least 3 of these triggers that I just discussed in this video. Which one of these resonated with you? Comment down below. Your next video may be that one video that's going to change your life. So now you know the 3 ways you can trigger attention to grow your channel. Here's how I use the attention that I get to earn a full-time living from my content. If you want to know how I do it, watch this video right here.